Well, hello, Phil. How are you?
Hello, Joshua. How are you? I'm good. How are you?
I'm dandy. Does anyone say that? No, I don't
No,
think so, but I am, whatever it means. Well, are you ready for the top five biggest hockey card sales this week?
I'm ready. Why am I on the left side? I'm usually on the right side.
No, you're not.
All right, thank you. All right, let's go. What's number five?
Okay, I got for a little confession. There was a bunch of high-end wax case sales, and I didn't include it because I find brown cardboard boxes boring, and so I did only cards this week, even though there are a couple of big boxes, brown boxes that sold for more. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, there's possible collusion on the big brown boxes because of the CT
Ooh.
scanning. So we'll stay away
Ooh.
from that. We'll just watch
Okay.
from a distance. Yeah.
All right, let's get in the top five card sales for this week. And here we go. Kicking off number five
Oh,
is a 1979 O-Pee-Chee Wayne Gretzky rookie. It's graded PSA 8, sold for $15,250 US dollars via Heritage. This went for a little above average price. If you look at the 45 sales of a PSA 8 in the past year, the average has been about 13,000 US. Now it is Pop 832 at PSA 8, so you're going to see sales pretty often. And prices will depend greatly on condition, as within those 832 copies, you're going to have some that are really nice and some that are like, whoa, how is this a PSA 8? So it just depends on what specific copy, as far as much I guess you would be willing to pay for that. Now, what I've decided, Phil, is I think someday this is like a goal card for me, because I think that based on looking at all the PSA 9s that, well, not all of them, there's not a ton of them, but that go for like 100 grand, that probably the best value is the 8. Because there's some 8s, as you know this too. Well, you're a new collector, but that are probably just as nice to the naked eye as a mini PSA 9, right?
I'll give you your best Wayne Gretzky rookie hack. Buy a raw. Find a raw, but it's getting harder and harder every year. Yeah. Trust your instincts. I trust your instincts to buy me a card with your observational skills for a raw card, because that's what I think you should do. But I know what you're saying. The PSA 8, I think the Topps 8 would be maybe the best bang for your buck. Yeah, you might want to look in the other company that does it. But if you're looking for one of both, I go O-Pee-Chee 7 and Topps 8, and I feel like those would be good price points, because they're the step up from both of those is quite large, and you can still get an amazing card. I've seen O-Pee-Chee 6s, I think, that are nicer than this one, and I know I'm just looking on the screen, but that bottom right corner looks a little mushy. You got some white discoloration, and I know it's an older, you can kind of see some threads on the bottom of the left bottom corner, but yeah, it looks a little suspect for me for an 8. I'm actually quite surprised that got an 8 with that bottom right corner.
Well, it went from above average price too. And another maybe nod to the Topps is what often gets missed by graders and is a significant factor in an O-Pee-Chee Gretzky rookie and not so much a Topps is registration. So here's a couple of clues that there's some registration issues with this card. Look at the word Oilers at top and see the yellow
Good catch.
What is that? A shadow that's on the word Oilers. And then if you look at the oil drop in the lower right emblem of the Oilers, you see it there too. So the yellow plate is definitely low. And again, this wasn't as big of an issue in Topps. And for whatever reason, I don't think registration factors much into the grading process, because what is interesting about this slab too, and how tough we've been thinking that PSA has been in grading, this is a new slab. Look, it's got like the extra digit in it.
It's confusing. It's confusing how this got an 8, to be honest. I'd really like to hold it in hand and analyze it much better and in depth.
Yeah. Oh, breaking news, we're confused.
Yeah. The registration's quite obvious. You don't need to see that zoomed up. The centering is beautiful, and I think
centering is beautiful, and I think that's probably why somebody paid a lot.
That's why someone gave it a couple of bumps extra there.
100%. Well, once again, we have a tie. We always have a tie now. So we go from 5 to number 3 because that's how ties work.
Oh.
But it is a beautiful card, though.
Wow.
It's a 1966 Topps Bobby Orr rookie PSA 7, sold for $18,300 US this past week. Look at the centering on this card. Holy
what a card,
moly.
eh? Wow.
Now,
bright
there's a little bit of
too.
slight corner wear, bottom right, upper right. That's the technical flaws that affect the grade. But to me, this card has eye appeal for days. It is a beautiful copy. And
Colors are popping. This was clearly stored somewhere. Clearly.
Yeah. Oh no, PSA 7 pop 114.
Mhm.
Only 3 public sales in the past year, so it's funny. Don't sell very often. I think a lot of people hang on to their Bobby Orrs. Of the 3 sales this year, though, of a PSA 7, this is the highest amount, but the most ever paid for a PSA 7 Bobby Orr rookie, $33,600 US in February of 2021. Whoa.
That's
Big number.
double almost.
Now, I know that this is, I have a 2-part question. This is
Okay.
one of your Grail cards. You've
Yes.
stated publicly
Mhm.
that this is a card that you would love to own someday.
Mm.
Now, I'm going to ask part question 1. Aside from the price, would you be happy to have this exact copy of a Bobby Orr rookie?
I'd be
And then
very happy.
do you think the 18.3 is a fair price?
Yeah, I think the price is excellent. I'd probably pay close to 15 large for a raw copy that looks this good.
Wow.
Yeah, I want to buy a raw Bobby Orr. I know there's not many left. I know when I see the copy I want, it'll hit me, and I'll buy it. 'Cause I waited years and years for my Topps Gretzky. When I saw it, I bought it, and I knew I would treasure it forever and always, and I am. So I'm
Do you know
waiting
what
for
they
the right
call?
Bobby
Do
Orr.
you know what they call a raw copy of a Bobby Orr?
No.
A Robbie Orr.
So this was tied with someone
I'm here
else.
all week. I'm here all week, folks. I'm here all week.
Who else paid 18,300 for another card?
Okay, let's go on to number 3. It's another good one.
Yeah.
So tied with Bobby Orr is a real
Oh, nice.
beauty, a 1952 Parkhurst Gordie Howe SGC 9. Sold for
52
$18,300 US.
Would you rather this or the Bobby? Obviously the Bobby.
Probably the Bobby because it's a
Yeah.
rookie, but this is super nice. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I'm not. I like my vintage, but I don't have a passion. I respect the 52 Parkeys. I don't lust the 52 Parkeys.
Okay. Well, it's weird to lust a card, but I get what you're saying.
You don't lust a Bobby Orr rookie card? I do. I lust it.
Well, I admire it. I mean, maybe you and I need to compare notes on our definition of the word lust.
Definement of terms.
We'll do that later. So at 18,300, this is the most ever spent on the secondary market for any 1952 Parkhurst Gordie Howe card. The previous high sale was $9,750 US for a PSA 8 that sold in December 2021. The SGC 9 pop is 1. There's 1 PSA 9 as well. Again, it may not be your cup of tea, but I think you can appreciate how beautiful this card. The colors are crazy. Centering is a little bit off, but the corner.
Great condition.
You're a corner guy for a card that's from 1952. It's tough to beat this, hey?
I like a good right angle. Yeah.
Oh. That's what I heard about you. Okay, you ready to go for number 2?
Mm-hmm.
A couple more records. It's a big record week. What do you think of this card?
Now we're talking. Yeah.
Yeah. 2015-16 SB Authentic Connor McDavid Future Watch Auto Patch. Flop! BGS 9.510 sold for $25,000 US in the Fanatics Buy Now marketplace.
Interesting.
So just like with the Gordie Howe, this is the most ever spent for any copy of this card, graded or raw. It's also, Phil, listen to this, the highest selling Future Watch Auto Patch card ever from SB Authentic.
Really?
Yeah.
No, the Ovechkin.
No, I looked.
Really?
And don't say Crosby, because I looked at that too.
No. I wasn't going to say Crosby. Yeah. Wow, that's actually kind of surprising. I would have thought something a bit higher on the price. Beautiful card, though. It got a little bit of the orange there. Yeah.
Yeah, 4 colors, 4 breaks, as they would say in the business, right?
Confused Connor, classic on the card.
Oh.
What's going on? Yeah, he's playing possum. He knows what's going on.
Me?
Yeah. Me? Leon?
So here's my question about this. Do you think people are starting to speculate that maybe it could be the year that Connie McDavid hoists the cup and they're trying to maybe get in some action prior to that? Is that what's going on here?
Well, I don't know. I'm trying to get a red outburst. I'm conflicted myself. Yeah, the price just keeps going up $100 every day I wait. Yeah, I think you're probably right. I think someone doesn't want to miss out and jump the gun. And even if they get swept in the next round, still a great purchase, I think.
Okay.
Beautiful card. And it looks, and
great card.
forget the pedigree of the card. It's a beautiful hockey card. The blue, the
Oh.
orange, how the Future Watch auto patch has a similar orange to the one in the patch. It accents itself beautifully.
Good job by you, Upper Deck. Good job by you. Okay. Now, number one, Phil, we have a massive, massive hockey card sale. In fact, it's the 7th highest public sale ever for a hockey card. Are you ready?
Not really.
This.
Oh, I should have known. Yeah, okay.
2015 Ultimate Collection, Connor McDavid. It's a Spectrum Teal NHL Shield 101 Teal Auto rookie. I said that all auto.
Perfect autograph. Perfect
autograph. It's graded authentic by PSA, just to encapsulate it. I'm sure.
Worried.
For a whopping 300. Now, would you crack this card? 305,000
in a heartbeat. Yeah, of course.
We could break in records of you live streaming cracking this card.
No kidding. No, I would cry. I can't believe it was imprisoned to begin with. PSA says it's authentic.
Sure.
Okay.
This is the 7th largest hockey card public sale ever. And what's interesting too is there's been 2 of the top 10 have been this month. Remember, we just saw a Ovechkin Cup RPA Gold spec out of 8. That sold for $381,000 a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he was on Jeremy's show on Saturday. It was pretty interesting to watch. Yeah, he talked about it was a great episode. Yeah, check it out. And 380, that's how much you paid, eh?
Yeah. Now this card has sold before. In September of 2023, so about 18 months ago, it got 181,800 US at auction. So whoever owned it did well.
Wow.
68% increase in about 18 months.
Take the year off. Congratulations. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Question. I just thought of this. I know I was mocking the authentic slab, but I do have a serious question. If PSA doesn't catch fake patches and cards, how do they deem one's authentic if they don't have a patch database?
Well, I think the benefit of having it authenticated is probably the PSA guarantee, because if it buys you protection when selling it, that this card, for whatever reason, wouldn't be faked, right? Is that they have to now, they won't authenticate the patch, they'll authenticate the card as being real. And so if like the real one showed up and said, wait a minute, I have this one, and this one turned out to be a counterfeit, then because PSA has authenticated it, they have to pay out.
So okay. So then my jerk comment, my jerk laughing earlier. So the person who got this done kind of bought themselves insurance.
Yeah, they bought themselves insurance, and they provided peace of mind when you bring it to auction.
Okay,
that
you know
a
what?
potential buyer would.
I'm all for it.
Doesn't have to worry about it being counterfeit, because, like I said, if it comes out later, it is counterfeit. Then they have that insurance through PSA.
Okay, so PSA has assumed the responsibility.
Yes.
Good.
That's what I understand, anyways. I mean, somebody correct me.
Yeah, no, I didn't understand what the purpose was, because they've graded real cards with fake patches before, and they've gotten just ripped apart online. And I've defended them, saying, "Well, what are they supposed to do? Like,
there's nothing they can do.
There's nothing they can do. They don't have a patch database." So it just hit me now. When you authenticate a card, what exactly are you doing?
Well, what they're authenticating is that this is the 1-of-1 Connor McDavid Shield auto card that was produced by Upper Deck. What they can't do, unfortunately, is guarantee that it's the original patch, because there's literally no history.
Right.
There's never you would think, like, it would be nice if there was a Cup RPA out of 99s, if Upper Deck had kept a photo gallery, at the pack out, right, of every single one of these.
Yeah.
So you would have a reference point. There's literally no way PSA could know, so I think it's very unfair in that regard.
Yeah, no, I defend them all the time. How they supposed that's not their job, right? That's not so. They authenticate the card, but not the patch. That makes sense.
Yeah,
it'd be almost. It's too bad. I wish Upper Deck, it's hard to know how they make the cup, but it'd be nice if they had all the cards in one place at one time. Then they could take pictures of them, but I guess that would be very difficult logistically.
Or even like the whatever conveyor belt the cards are on, you could put like a listen, we live in a robotics age. Yeah, put like a camera that as it whizzes by just goes snap, 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 and then dumps it into a database.
Yeah.
That's
Maybe
real
one
smart.
day. Yeah.
Maybe one day. All right. Well, look all the problems we've solved in 15 minutes.
World
But that
hunger,
is-
easy peasy. There you go. Food for everybody.
That's next. That's what. Hey, we got to give people a reason to watch next week, Phil.
Yeah, I know.
So that is your top 5 hockey card sales from the past week. Pretty
Good
crazy. One of the top 10 biggest sales.
What would you
all
take
time.
out of everything?
Well, this
Would you
one.
take this one?
Yeah, and then buy every card I ever wanted.
Okay, forget money. Forget monetary value. Just personal collection.
Oh, the Bobby Orr.
Yeah, I'm going Bobby Orr too.
Okay.
Even though this is really nice.
Oh my gosh. Of course,
Yeah.
beautiful card.
I'd probably
All right, see you next week, guys.
See ya.